Yo, what up, what up, what up, and welcome back to Pnoid News. Man, listen, all right, I got a joint for y'all today. I'm here with my boy Grim Chemist, and we're gonna stand here and break down this article a little bit, have a conversation, and I don't know, man, whatever, I don't fucking care. It is what it is. Yo, Grim Chemist, yo, what up, man?
Yo, what's up, dog?
Fucking, I was sitting here and like I was like, I should probably make a video because I got like a couple hours, so I gotta go to work. So I found this joint. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted Dip to have this conversation with me because Dip's kind of like an Antifa member, so like it's, fucking awesome to bounce back and forth with that motherfucker. But like, yo, you're also, saying, kind of off the wall with your fucking beliefs and shit. So I feel like, you're gonna bring, some fucking insane shit to this conversation
Yeah, I
as
got
well.
some off the wall outlooks on some shit, bro.
I know, you be over here like making soap and dragging logs down hills and
Yeah.
fucking like you be out there in the Missouri Ozarks, fucking doing some banana shit, trying to like fish for motherfucking fanfish and sailfish and shit out in that neck of the woods. It's fucking bananas. Anyway, all right,
Bro,
so
you already know, bro.
yeah, I know. So, all right, here goes. I got this article from the AP. It says four ex-cops indicted on U.S. civil rights charges in Floyd's death. Right. A federal jury has indicted the four former Minneapolis police officers involved in George Floyd's arrest and death, accusing them of willfully violating the black man's constitutional rights as he was restrained face down on the pavement and gasping for air. A three-count indictment unsealed Friday named Derek Chauvin, Thomas Lane, Jay Kyung, and Tao Chow. Chauvin was convicted last month on state charges of murder and manslaughter and is appealing. The other three are set for state trial on August 23rd. It's not clear what will happen in this case, but generally, the state charges play out before the federal charges do. The indictment sends a strong message about the Justice Department's priorities. Floyd's May 25th arrest and death, which a bystander captured on cell phone video, sparked mass protests nationwide that called for an end to racial inequalities and police mistreatment of black people. When President Joe Biden was elected, he promised he'd work to end disparities in criminal justice system. The indictments were handed down about a week after federal prosecutors brought hate crime charges in the death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia and announced two sweeping probes into policing in two states. And then it says some bullshit about fucking Al Sharpton. What we couldn't get them to do in the case of Eric Garner, Michael Brown, and Ferguson, and countless others, we are finally seeing them do today, Sharpton said. Floyd, 46, died after Chauvin pinned him to the ground with a knee on his neck, which is not true. Even as Floyd was handcuffed repeatedly, saying he couldn't be. Kyung and Lane also helped restrain Floyd. State prosecutors have said Kyung knelt on Floyd's back and Lane on Floyd's legs. State prosecutors say Tao held back bystanders and kept them from intervening during a nine and a half minute restraint. All right, I think that's pretty much motherfucking
So
enough.
the Floyd situation, right?
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to assume nothing, but like I've been in that kind of run of life, and I've been around a lot of George Floyd type of people, all right? And I don't mean black, I mean like a junkie. And
Right.
like, so the way that the situation was laid out, right, was he was on some crazy shit. He was fucking with fake money. He was fucking with the Ak in the motherfucking in the bodega, bro. And then he just like was all fucked up, bro, and went to his car like that had a whole bunch of motherfuckers in there partying and shit in the car right there. And they were getting more fucked up. And then when the cops rolled up, he had a bunch of shit on him and he ate all of it. And he was fucking ODing by the time that cop was fucking with him. And I mean, I watched the video and it was a little bit like it looked like he murdered that motherfucker straight up. Like it looked like he was trying to kill him, but like at the same time, it all stems from a whole bunch of madness. Like I have a crazy view on police that not a lot of people hold, but I've seen a lot of firsthand police shit in New York that they fucked with me. And like my dad was a cop and he told me a lot of shit. So I just kind of see a different way on it,
I feel what you're saying, right? Like I'm fully behind your ideology of where you are with this mentality, right? Because like again, I come from the same type of lifestyle and the same type of mentality. Like I understand that like, you know, the cops are shitbags in the end of the day, right? Like they
Yeah.
literally they have like some fucking psychological test where like there's almost no difference between, a career criminal and a police officer. Right? They're basically the same goddamn thing in the end of the day.
We actually got a theory that criminals would be better police officers than police officers currently.
I would
because
agree with you. I always say, like, I would much rather deal with the criminal than deal with the cops.
yeah, it's the cops that never been a criminal, the ones that are like scared and don't understand reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen, like, for a good example of this shit is, you ever seen fucking Men in Black, bro, when they put Will Smith in it and he don't smoke the alien because he's like, well, that motherfucker's just working out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He's like, but what's this bitch doing with that motherfucking book out here with all these motherfucking aliens in the middle of the night? You know what I'm saying? Like, that they don't test that kind of shit. That's called like fucking critical thinking or some shit, or common sense. I don't know which one it falls into, bro.
It's criminal thinking, or
But
it's
they don't
yeah, it's critical thinking and
they
shit.
don't they don't teach, they don't like test for that shit. They just test for motherfuckers who will like do anything they say. You know what I mean? Just
Well,
basically whatever the fuck they say, even
well,
if they don't believe it's right.
well. Let me say this, right? Like, I've seen motherfuckers stand here and say that, like, cops legitimately get rejected with too high of an IQ,
Yeah.
right? Because, like, they don't want cops actually thinking about what they're doing.
Right. Well, my dad took like the psych test, right? He got like inside information because his fucking, his father was like a detective or whatever the fuck. And they told him like, like how to do it. But like, they tell you shit like, yo, draw a house, right? And like, if you draw anything but like a normal plain house, you're done. Like, if you put like a satellite dish on that motherfucker or anything like outside the box, if you show any art, like if you show any ability to have like artistic ability, they disqualify you, bro. You know what I mean? They don't want motherfuckers that think outside the box. You know what I mean? So like he was like, yo, I had to literally just draw like a fucking box with a triangle on top and like two windows and a door and a circle. Done. You know what I mean?
Well, let me read a little bit more of this joint real quick, right? So, while all four officers are charged broadly with depriving Floyd of his rights while acting under the government authority, the indictment breaks down the counts. A count against Chauvin alleging he violated Floyd's right to be free from unreasonable seizure and unreasonable force by a police officer. Thao and Kung are charged with violating Floyd's right to be free from unreasonable seizure by not intervening to stop Chauvin as he knelt on Floyd's neck. It's not clear why Lane, who held down Floyd's legs, is not mentioned in that count, but evidence to the state's case showed that Lane had asked twice whether Floyd should be rolled onto his side. All four officers are charged for their failure to provide Floyd with medical care. Right. I just wanted to stand here and, like, actually, like, say, like, what they're being charged with federally. So, like, we have, like, so, like, the whole it's a proper actual, news article. But
Right.
so I was sitting there looking at it.
I mean, like, look at some of the other deaths by police in the country, and
Right.
then like you'll see like a crazy pattern where like a lot of the things that hit the media are certain like races versus other races, right?
Well,
And
yeah.
all the other ones don't make the media because they're painting a narrative. But what people don't really look at is like if you look at the numbers on like the criminal statistics in like New York City, for example, because it's just a mix of everything there. New York City's criminal statistics was like at an all-time high during the 80s. And also, people were statistically on that police force, they were statistically white. And they were not only statistically white, but they were also statistically racist. They would identify as racist more. Like there was more racism bred within those communities, right? And at the same time, we didn't really have crazy outbreaks of them just murdering black people, right? Now, you may ask yourself why. If there was more white people, more racism, more crime, why did we have less police murders? I mean, even if there was the same amount, it's still less in regards to the amount of people that was there committing crime and the amount of racist cops that was on the force. So it was like an all-star event for racial whatever you want to call it, systemic racism, right? So you got to understand that one thing that happened in like 1972 is they stopped really using the police baton, which was there was the regular baton. Then they switched over to the Y grip in like I think 1972, but they started to phase it out for less lethal electric based weapons like tasers and shit like that, and also metal batons.
Right. I mean, all right. I feel what you're saying about, you know what I'm saying, like them standing here, like starting to use, you know what I mean, fucking like tasers and things of this nature. And I remember when cops used to carry nightsticks back in, you know what I'm saying, the 90s and early 2000s. And they were phased out after the whole thing in LA with Rodney King. But I'll be honest with you, you know what I mean, like, I think that this is more of a socioeconomic issue than it is
The
anything
thing,
else.
Tom,
What up?
that I was trying to address with the batons
Go
is
ahead.
that my dad explained that they were trained that when they were in certain situations, they would have that baton out already, right? Now, cops are in a lot of these situations where they don't have this baton out. You understand? So their only defense within 21 feet is to draw a weapon and shoot. You know what I'm saying? They're put in a lot of situations where the system is now geared more towards, like, imagine a tech support manual, right? For a device that they want you to call tech support, right? And they want you to get that technician to come out to service that equipment. You know how they have the manuals where basically all roads lead to call the guy? Essentially, all roads now with policing lead to shoot the suspect. You get what I'm saying? Instead of
I feel what you're saying. Like, I feel where you're going with this, right? I mean, and the issue was, and this is kind of like what Machiavelli said, you know, I mean, he sat here and he said, look, you know, if you're going to stand here and do harm to somebody, do harm to them to the point where they're not going to be able to come back at you, right?
bro, my
Because
pop said multiple times they would just they would hit a guy would pull a knife, bro. They'd have their nightstick out and they would just crack him in the fucking arm, bro, and his knife would come out of his hand. They might split his head and arrest him and throw him in the car, but he lived. Now today, a guy pulls a knife out, they put a whole mag in his chest. You know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying, right? And the issue in the end of the day, ultimately, is that, you know, it looks more brutal when you beat somebody than when you shoot them.
Right, and in the snowflake generation of today, they would rather you just kill everyone than crack their head with a stick.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, like, you can see the results of, like, the bruises and the black eyes, you know what I'm saying, the swole up fucking joints, the broken arms, whatever it is that you're going to get from getting popped with a fucking nightstick a couple of fucking 10 times for being an asshole, right? You know what I mean? But you'll live. And instead, they're like, fuck that, just drop the motherfucker. You know what I mean? If he was committing a criminal act, then, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, and
the guys that abuse the nightstick should be punished harshly, right? But using the nightstick opposed to the gun as much, it will reduce a lot of these deaths. And I personally believe that they're hiring the wrong people for these jobs. Like, women should not be cops, because you could take the most fit, strongest woman and put her up against like the most average guys, and out of 100, she's not going to be able to stop like a majority.
well, like,
And that's just by
she won't be able to,
nature.
like, the average, like, the best fit, best female fucking police officer can't take down the average dude. Like, there was
That's what I'm
there was one in Britain where, you know what I mean, like, this lady cop tried to arrest two Muslim dude, or this one Muslim dude, right? And there was like two fucking lady cops, and both of them got their fucking asses whipped, right? And the dude got up and just fucking rolled the fuck out.
And what I'm saying, Tom, is fucking, we hire people to be a bouncer at a club, right?
Yeah.
And we hire a guy that's fucking brolic, bro, a meat house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We don't hire a fucking pussy, right, to handle people, because they don't know how to handle people. So if you hire fucking people who are too scared to actually engage in a physical conflict, they're going to resort to that gun immediately and just blast motherfuckers because they're so scared.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been in clubs. Like, I was in a club one time. My boy started some shit. You know what I mean? And they had these little skinny, scrawny ass motherfucking, like, little bouncer niggas. I hemmed up 3 of these niggas, like, yo, by myself. Right? Like, yo, 3 of them. Like, yo, and I'm not that big of a dude. I'm really not. You know what I mean?
I'm a small guy. I've yoked up big bouncers. I ran into one small bouncer once, and this motherfucker was real good with martial arts. He yoked me up. But, like, all I'm saying, I'm not saying that big dudes automatically equal, like, tough guys. Like, I've beat up plenty of big guys.
But, like, yo, but big dudes, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be more intimidating, you know what I'm saying, in the end of the day.
Big dudes have the physical capability, right? We have the physical strength to just kind of push average people. Just get the fuck off me so they can't take their gun, is what I'm trying to say. They have the mass to just be like, fuck off. Pussy.
And the bitches,
Even if
is
they
now,
aren't tough.
like, the bitches is now, is like, like for most fucking police officers, and this is the problem like throughout our society as a whole, is that now we require police officers and all these individuals to have a college education. And those big brolic ass fucking cops who are just gonna whoop your ass, you know what I mean, and throw you in a fucking cop car, they're not making it because they're not the type of dude who's gonna go to college or be successful in a college environment. You can't take a cop who's gonna be and put him in. You can't take a cop and put him in fucking community college. That big brolic, you know what I'm saying, fucking crazy nigga. You ain't gonna put him in, you know what I mean, fucking like community college with a whole bunch of blue-haired fucking SJWs and expect him to be okay.
Bro, I've seen some crazy women cops, bro, just straight up like on crazy power trips, and you know what I mean, like people just abuse them.
Oh yeah, like I had a lady cop one time. Like she was walking down my fucking alley, and I was sitting on the stoop and shit. And like I had this big fucking like this German Shepherd Husky when I was a kid. And this bitch, like my dog hit the fence when she walked down, you know what I'm saying, the fucking alleyway. And I was like, yo, you ain't gonna do nothing. Right? But like fucking, she pulled out her fucking mace. And I was like, bitch, you mace my dog, I'm gonna let him the fuck out of the yard. You know what I'm saying? She immediately buckled that shit back up and fucking kept that shit moving. Like, it shouldn't automatically be on the level of where fucking cops are fucking scared of everybody. Right?
There was a woman on my dad's police force. She was like 5'9" black woman. And she called in a 1013, I think he said. It was like officer in trouble. So they all run there like they thought she got shot and shit. And they run there and she's on the floor crying. And they're like, what happened? And she's like, they punched me in the face and took my badge and gun. You know what I mean? Do you know how hard it is to take a cop's gun? You gotta pull it out at a literal fucking perfect angle that's directly vertical, like parallel to their body. Bro, they had to punch her in the face and basically knock her out and then like slide it out perfect. And then they took a badge. That should not be possible. I don't care who you like. You should not be a cop if someone could take your badge and gun. They should just automatically fire you. Like, that's it. You failed the test. You lose your badge. If you lose your badge and your gun, you're done. That should be a rule.
You know, again, like, and I'll be real with you. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You know how I live, you know what I mean? And you see my son, right? You know what I mean? Like, I showed you that fucking video of him slamming that nigga or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, just straight fucking jail moves, bro. He taught him the Rikers Island fucking head dump.
He monkey dumped that nigga right in his fucking head, right? But like, you know, my kid, like I brought him home one day and like there was like reports of him like, cause he got all fucking high and retarded and shit, you know what I'm saying? Was like fucking sitting down in the middle of the street on some stupid shit. And he was like 15. He's fucking stupid.
Oh, whatever.
Right. And I brought his ass home and the cops show up, right? Cause they're like, you know, fucking there's reports of your kid and da 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 da. I'm like, man, I don't fucking care, whatever, right? And I got my kid in the side seat and there's like 4 cops behind the car. And as I walk around the back of the car to go fucking like, you know what I'm saying, deal with my son, these cops all step back like I was going to do something to him.
The cops?
4 of them. 4 fucking cops.
Yeah, they're all pussies, bro. I'm telling you. They recruit pussies now.
Like, yo, and this is the fucking problem is like, yo, legitimately, like, and this is why I say, like, you're better off, like, just electing individuals out of your neighborhood to be police officers. Right? Not hiring them with your fucking, your garbage ass fucking, you know, like local community office or whatever. Like actually like, you know, getting together and going, all right, let's find the biggest, baddest nigga in this fucking neighborhood and make him in charge of security. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah, bro, because a lot of these cops come from out of the community and they don't adopt it. They don't adopt that community like their own. They don't embrace it. They stand there like a fucking police officer, like a fucking military occupation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the cops shouldn't be coming through with MRAPs and shit into the fucking local neighborhood. Like, they should live there. That should be their fucking home. And they should care about, you know what I'm saying, like what they're doing to that fucking community as a whole. Because, let's be honest here, standing here enforcing all these rules on these petty bullshit fucking crimes is not helping. Handing out fines
I don't think
and shit. Go ahead.
I didn't hear you talking.
I apologize. Like, handing out fines and shit to all these motherfucking people who are already poor is not helping the community. You're making it way worse. Interfering in people's relationships makes it way worse. Like, yo, standing here and like fucking dictating how individuals socially interact with other individuals and their fucking families makes shit way worse. You're no longer being a fucking peace officer. You're no longer standing here helping your community. You're literally being, you know what I'm saying, a fucking occupying force that is trying to dictate the lifestyle and culture of that fucking community, and it's not how it's supposed to be.
Facts, bro. I mean, it's like they don't even test these cops for literacy or some shit. Like they don't even know how to fucking read their badge. It says serve and protect. They just fucking they don't even know how to read.
Well, they don't even say serve and protect no more. When's the last time you fucking seen that shit?
It says that shit on the side of the cars, dog.
No, it don't.
NYPD, yeah, NYPD, serve and protect, dog.
Yo, we're not dealing with like
man.
New York, right? We're talking about like Minneapolis and like the rest of these fucking places. Like in my city, it don't say serve and protect no more.
Where I live, I got sheriffs now, and they don't say anything on the car, but they don't ever even fuck with you. So like they're cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like Harrisburg cops where I live at. Legitimately, like yo, they don't give a shit. Like they don't give a fuck. Like they're worried about like busting like heroin dealers and coke dealers and pedophiles. Like they go after real criminals. That's why like we don't have a problem with policing in my community. It's not an issue.
No. The cops don't even get a phone call unless it's like a war, like anything like anything like murder and down. Like we can handle that locally. Like anything, like if it becomes a gun war, like then we got to call the sheriff to like calm down the fucking war, bro. Most people will just straight up handle it. Like they won't even call them, bro. You know what I mean? It won't even hit the news. Like it just never happened.
Well, that's what it should be, and this is the problem. Like yo, like number one, you can't have a community of like fucking 8 million people inside of a city. That's not a community, right? Like your community is like your local block, and you have to have like decent policing inside of that block, and like I'm not.
You know what I noticed about the city and the country, Tom? I think that the city sees a lot more like black on black violence, and they don't see white on white violence, and they don't see white crime rates, because in the South, the white on white violence doesn't hit the news. People just kind of end up in the hill somewhere, and you know what I'm saying? It doesn't ever make the crime rate because nobody goes to jail. So it's like unbalanced.
Well, a lot of this does have to do with media portrayal too. In the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Fucking like it's the news media is looking for stories to keep them, keep eyes on fucking screen rather than doing a good fucking job. You know what I mean?
But like, it's so much harder to hide an action that happens with 1,000 eyes on it, as opposed to like 10 miles in the middle of the woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything is under the spotlight. Everything gets caught on camera. And that's why you see footage of shit. Like, you're not going to get footage of shit in the middle of the woods unless I record it.
I feel what you're saying, right? But like there's a lot of white on white crime that happens, right? Like there's whole videos of like white kids getting shot by the fucking cops and shit, but no one cares.
Bro, I personally have experienced the equal amount of police treatment alongside of black and Hispanic people whom I was like, they were my people at that time.
Well, that's because you look Hispanic, nigga.
No, bro. I don't look Hispanic. At the time, bro, I had a white fucking head shaved. I looked like a skinhead. What I'm trying to say is I was right next to these people, right? My last name's Italian. My dad was a cop. I would tell these cops all the same shit, and I would get the exact same treatment as everybody else. So, like I got abused by cops my whole life, thrown up against walls for no reason, searched, find a joint in my pocket, jail. Like, you know what I mean? It got to the point where I became a professional eating weed and just making everything I had illegal on me disappear in the 3 seconds that the cops were running up on me.
Yeah, see, I got the problem of actually looking like a Puerto Rican, right? You know what I mean? Because like I'm Calabrese and shit, so like I'm dark. You know what I mean?
If I get suntan, I look dark. But if I stay inside, fuck with the computer for like a year, I look like white. You know what I mean?
Not white,
I
never look white.
I don't know, bro.
Like I
have dark curly hair. You know what I mean? I'm a weird kind of like Italians. I'm Sicilian, bro. We're weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Y'all Sicilians are some strange looking cats. Y'all be having like blue eyes and shit. Like I'm like, how the fuck do y'all have blue eyes and shit? Like, I don't know nobody in my family with blue eyes. Like, not one goddamn person in my whole family has blue eyes. All of us are dark.
Well, you know why, right? Google the most conquered island in the world.
Oh yeah. Y'all went back and forth. Y'all went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Bro, I've got like almost every genetic available. I'm a fucking human petri dish specimen of fucking conquering conquerors.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking collection of savage genes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. Like, I come from like fucking chestnut farmers and fishermen and fucking like, you know what I'm saying, like guys who used to run like fucking knick-knack shops and shit in goddamn Brazil. You know, like fucking I'm a different breed of individual altogether.
Yeah,
like.
we're a different breed, but we're still the same people, but we're a different breed. I try to explain to motherfuckers like, yo, the island that my blood comes from 3 generations ago was where they played the largest game of King of the Hill for 1,000 years on the planet with war. like that's what happened. It was fucking King of the Hill, bro.
Like, yo, it wasn't just y'all. Like, yo, motherfucker, it was like fucking like Corinth, Carthage, fucking Rome, fucking yo. Yeah. Like, man, it went back and forth. Like during Caesar's fucking like right after Caesar's rule, like the second triumvirate went back and forth with y'all motherfuckers. Like there was a Sicilian dude who ended up like blocking off all the shipping lanes and shit to fucking Italy and shit, and like tried to fucking starve out the fucking Romans, right? And then like the Romans came down and ransacked that shit, and then fucking the Muslims came in after that and ransacked that shit. Like, yo, just like, yo, Sicily
and then the fucking Vikings came and was like, oh, what's going on? I see a bunch of Muslims, and they ransacked that shit.
Yeah, and then they ransacked the Muslims.
Were like, we're taking this shit back too, bro. And they're like, what the fuck? They're like, how many people want this fucking island, bro?
Yeah, I feel you. Like, I don't even understand why motherfuckers would want that island. Y'all niggas be down there eating horse meat and shit. Like there's no trees left.
If you look on it, right, the island is decimated by war. But if you look at it, right, it's a like a stepping stone going towards Africa continent.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, if you look at it, it's the only fucking landmass until you hit Africa.
Yeah.
So I think motherfuckers didn't want to capture it, but they just like had to because it was the closest land. They were just sick of being on them fucking ships. They were ready to kill a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yo, it's a good port. You know what I mean? Like it's a good fucking
place
port
to fight from. You know, like strategically, it's great. You have to capture that strategically.
Yeah, I feel you, right? But like Sicily's just, man, listen, and like, yo, it's a constant state of like just getting fucked up over and over and over again. Right.
And then they're like, why are all Sicilians bipolar and angry all the time? It's like, bro, we got fucking attacked for 1,000 years. We're ready to kill somebody at all minutes.
Like, y'all are the biggest group of mutts on the fucking planet. Like, legitimately.
Yo, like, it's a cesspool of genetic fucking mental disorder. You know what I mean? It's just mad genetic mental disorder, bro, with like the most incredible physical attributes you could imagine.
Like when they started doing like F1 and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like in the very, very, very beginnings, you know what I'm saying? Like they used to have problems up until the 1970s and 80s where like they'd have fucking people sitting on the goddamn ridges on the fucking like watching over the road as the racers went by, just taking pot shots at them.
Go fuck, bro.
Like, yo, Sicily is a special place, right? And then somehow it created the Italian mob, which ended up running America. Like, yo.
Just for a small portion until the Khazarians got a hold of them. They were like, yo, we gotta shut this shit down. These motherfuckers don't play ball with us, bro, and they're out of control. Like, he's killing everybody.
Like, these niggas they coming over, like, catching syphilis and just murdering the planet. Like they don't give a fuck.
Like, yo, we gotta invent some wiretaps and fucking all kinds of shit. Yo, they had it developed a whole, like, crime units and shit to just handle them.
They was like, yo, we ain't having an opportunity to get a job. So what they said, they just gonna rob the banks. like, yo, and black people like, why can't we make it come up? I'm like, nigga, because if you ain't making money, go rob the bank. Like, yo, and they will give you your fair share. That's how that operates.
Like, yo, why you robbing the motherfucking Nike store, bro? When you got 3,000 motherfuckers that are angry, yo, just go right up to Goldman Sachs and kick the door in. Motherfucker, we're taking our reparations right now.
Like, y'all are rioting in St. Louis. The Federal Reserve is there. Like, There's gold in the basement, dummies. Like, yo, stop robbing the Family Dollar, nigga. You don't need more dish towels.
Take this, Whitey. We're gonna take all the fucking iPads in the whole town. And they walk
like, we're gonna get every flat screen TV there is in Best Buy. Like, no, stop it. Stop stealing things. Go steal money.
Really about, right? You know what that's about. That's old man Soros over there, bro. You know what I mean? You just cutting motherfuckers checks and just sending in his goons. That's little Soros goons.
Yeah, I know what it's hitting for. Like, yo, like I said this, you know what I'm saying, like about Trump, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, look, the reason why Trump, you know what I'm saying, like had to be put out of power is because Trump was trying to fuck up their fucking trade, right? Because
I don't give a fuck about Trump either, though. Like,
no. That's what all those protests were about, was stopping Trump.
Oh, right? Yeah. They just wanted to shut him down.
Yeah, that was it. That was the whole fucking deal, right? Legit. Because you notice, like, all of a sudden Trump's gone. Now they're bringing out the National Guard in Washington to put down the fucking protest in Portland and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, we knew what it was hitting for from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's fucking dumb. You know.
Like, and they're also letting the Trump protesters off of all those crazy charges, too, bro. It was all bullshit.
Yo, yeah, they're just
you know, the rioters, bro. They're letting the rioters off their shit too. They should. I mean, they let all the motherfuckers go that burned down the cities.
No. Like, yo, legitimately, like, yo, the system does what the system needs it to do, right? And the system needs fucking free trade to, you know what I mean, stand here and, you know, like have the opportunity for these individuals to make, you know what I mean, as much money as fucking possible off of fucking slave labor in fucking China and fucking Vietnam and fucking Korea and wherever the fuck, not Korea, but like fucking, I'm trying to think here, like fucking, God damn it, fucking Bangladesh and all these fucking places and shit. And that's really what all that nonsense is about. It's about having the opportunity to have these niggas continue to not use American labor to build fucking products because they don't want to pay us our fucking wages. Because if they did, you know what I mean, the American people would end up standing here having the opportunity to, you know, like fucking make a fucking come up. And that's not what the fuck they want. They would lose massive amounts of profit if we had an opportunity to organize. Like, it just is what it is.
You know where people fuck up, Tom?
What up?
They think that business is like separate from like warfare, and they don't realize that warfare is business.
Yo, you ever heard of
it involves.
You ever heard of fucking what the hell is his name? Kaiser? Fucking Kaiser Wilhelm?
You gotta think about it. Yo, Tom, if you're on the block, right?
Right.
And you're selling muffins, and another motherfucker, he comes and he starts selling muffins. And let's say his muffins are just as good, but now he starts undercutting you, right? So now you gotta fucking undercut him or even level out with him. Now he took food out of your pocket already, and he didn't even sell to any of your customers. Then if he catches even a percentage of your customers, he's taking that much from you. So he's technically stealing from you, because you already was there with that free market. You own that market, and you shouldn't be forced to lower your price because another motherfucker wanted to come and sell on your fucking corner. He could have went to the corner right next to you and sold fucking bagels. You know what I'm saying? So now it's war. You know what I mean? Now we got to burn this motherfucker's bagel stand down.
Well, like, yo, think about it like this. Yo, Von Clausewitz, right? Fucking German, German fucking general, whatever. He said, war is a continuation of politics by another means, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Fucking Michael Rupert, you know what I mean, added on to that. And he said, politics is a continuation of economics by another means.
Yeah, like they say, like war is politics with bloodshed, and politics is war without bloodshed.
Yeah. Well, depending on what country you're in, you know what I mean? Because, like, political, you know, motherfuckers like Brazil, you know what I mean? Them niggas be dying constantly. You know?
Right, but then that falls outside of the actual idea of politics. You know what I mean? That's back to just war.
Or for instance, no. Like Sicily, right? If you talk about politics in Sicily, you know what I mean? It's just a constant, like, if you look at the politics of Sicily, it's basically like an examination of the fucking most wanted list, right? You know what I mean? Like, you got niggas over here going in and out of jail and shooting each other and stabbing people and killing individuals and shit. Like, that's just politics in a lot of parts of the world. Politics means bloodshed. You know what I mean? In a lot of places.
So, I mean, I guess you want me to say the idea of what politics is supposed to be.
the idea.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
Politics is
hypothetical.
messy, nigga. You know what I mean? Like that's why like they say like
Yeah.
yo don't be politicking at work. You know what I mean? Like and that literally don't mean anything about like fucking spreading your political message. You know what I mean? About like hey man, you should vote for this person. That has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact like you shouldn't be standing here getting involved in individuals' bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, because it's just not healthy for you at work because, like, it ends up messy and, you know, I mean, you lose your job and fuck around and people get fired and, you know, people get knocked the fuck out. Like, yo, politics is always messy, no matter what the fuck you're talking about.
I feel you, bro. It's like my man's Vinny Paz summed it up. You ever heard Vinny Paz, bro?
Yeah, man. If I'm a cannabis fan, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Fucking Vinny Paz said, fucking, don't pray for the rain if you can't deal with the blood. He said, it get muddy in the middle, so I stay with the snub. You know what I mean?
Yo, I feel you, right? It's just, man, you know.
Vinny Paz was, he's a fucking Italian Muslim rapper, bro. He's pretty savage. I fuck with him.
An Italian Muslim rapper. Like, that is a contradiction in fucking terms.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Vinny Pazienza. He's from, you ever heard Jedi Mind Tricks?
Yo, look, seriously, like, again, I'm a cannabis fan.
Can I bus?
Cannabis, yeah.
Then you'll definitely like, yeah, you'll fuck with it.
Yeah, I know who Vinny Paz is and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get deep into his shit, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I don't know. Fucking, like, I never really, you know,
I don't really
explored
get
his
deep into
catalog.
shit.
I never explored his catalog all like that. You know what I mean? Like, I like.
He's got a few bangers.
Yeah, I feel you. Cannabis got, like, thousands of bangers. And that's kind of why I fuck with him. Like almost every one of his tracks is like, what the fuck that motherfucker just say? You know what I mean?
You ever fuck with the Gold's Bronze Nazareth? Off of Melatonin Magic album, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that fucking album is fire.
I'll be honest with you. I like Mike Club. I think Mike Club was one of his better fucking albums as far as shit.
I gotta check that one out, bro.
Mike Club was probably his best album. Legitimately, like fucking yeah, like that was him fresh off of that fucking LL Beef bullshit, right? And he came out and legitimately, it's like 12 tracks. There's no fucking hooks on any song.
Yeah, bro, I feel like Cannabis got really fucking shitted out of the industry, bro, because he was one of the fucking realest motherfuckers out there.
Yo, he was the best lyricist who ever lived, but like legitimately, like yo, he ended up falling off just into nothingness. You know, but that's what happens, you know what I'm saying, when your head gets too goddamn big for your own fucking britches. It just is what it is.
I made a lot of music that had that kind of like flow, that inspiration, with like that cannabis shit.
Yeah, he was super inspirational to me too when I was rapping and shit, you know, but like.
You know what the issue is, bro? People don't understand what the fuck he's saying because their brain's small. So, like, the only people that could really fucking understand the music when you write like Cannabis is niggas with high IQ.
Yeah, he said 99% of my fans ain't nothing but scumbags, scumbuckets, fucking, and scumbags and scumbuckets. He said my lyrics are too advanced for the average block hustler.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. That's how it is, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I'm saying, like, smart rappers legitimately, like, don't do well. It's like, you know, you have to be of a certain ilk to appreciate Bill Maher or Dennis Miller as a comedian, you know what I mean? Because like, if you're the type of individual who don't want to think, if you're the type of person who don't appreciate, you know what I'm saying, like mental, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you're not going to really like a lot of shit because like, that's why dumb niggas end up with like millions of subs on YouTube.
A lot of people don't like South Park, right?
Right.
And I tried to explain to them, like, yo, if you don't like South Park, then you don't have a high IQ and you don't understand the satire because they're actually fucking satirical geniuses.
Oh,
like,
South
they literally
Park's
tell
genius.
you everything.
Always been a fucking
all
genius.
The truth.
Yeah.
All the truth. But they make it in a funny way where, like, they don't get fucking censored by them. You know what I mean? They can do whatever they want because they do it so funny that no one believes it. But if you understand, they literally tell you everything just as a meme. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got some of my inspiration. Where I feel you. I feel
like they missed the mark on a couple of really big things. Like, and like, yeah, I get pissed off about, you know what I'm saying, that whole they took our jobs thing. Cause I'm like, yo, look, seriously.
Well, you know, they're like liberals too. So like they're
libertarians, right? They're libertarians.
Yeah.
Right? And this is why, like, I
They have
can't
that
stand.
liberal aspect.
Yeah, like, and the thing is like, I look at a country and its governing structure as if I was God. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I look at it. I look at it as a whole thing, and I go, yo, look, I understand that having things like cell phones and medical advancements and things of this nature sounds like when you say like, oh man, think of all the medical advancements and all the people we've helped, and like the kids are not dying anymore of these fucking, these illnesses or whatever that they used to die from, and like people are living longer and all this shit. And I stand here and I go, okay, so let's talk about this, because up until 1900, like they go, oh man, the average life expectancy was like 45. And I'm like, yo, that's because like a lot of people died when they were kids, right? When they were very, very, very young.
That.
Yeah, and they
calculate baby deaths into the average, yeah.
Yeah. But if you made it out of adolescence, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, yo, you would on average live to like 55, 60 years old anyway. And really, 55, 60 years old is still the end of your life. Right?
Right.
Because
they manipulated the data, bro.
Yeah, but you can't work after 55, 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, some motherfuckers, like, yeah. I mean, if you work in an office, you can still work in an office. But, like, you can't, go ahead.
There's a lake here, dog, and it was built by my homie's grandpa.
Right.
When he was, like, in his fucking 70s, bro. He was still like an animal. Because he was raised on all fucking natural, organic food, bro. He was one of them pioneer motherfuckers. They claimed the land, bro, by cutting trees down and making a tree fence. They were loggers.
Right.
This dude built a fucking lake with a steam shovel at like 70, built a rock house with his bare hands. You get what I'm saying? Like, he lived to like fucking 80, 90, bro. Man was different before we got tainted. You gotta understand, bro. Man used to hop in a motherfucking boat and row across the fucking ocean and go kill motherfuckers. You understand? Now, man can barely do shit because we've been emasculated through BPA and all different kinds of fucking sabotage.
Well, it's not that. It's the fact that, like, we don't test ourselves anymore coming up. Right? It's the fact that, like, nobody knows what it is to really know, like, what's your fucking, like, when somebody asks you, what do you bench? Like, I have not heard anybody on the internet actually even have an answer to that, because nobody even benches. Like, nobody fucking has any idea what their strength is. They have no idea how much weight they can lift. You know what I mean?
Vikings didn't bench, you know what I'm saying? They just fucking picked up trees and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
but I'm saying, like, as a dude,
I can tell you how big of a log I can carry on my back up a hill.
You can.
You know what I mean?
Right? You can, because you go do that shit, right?
I can carry a body bigger than me.
Right, I can tell you how much I can carry, because, like, I fucking go and carry shit all the time. I go to the fucking woods, and I mean on purpose, and lift shit the fuck up. You know what I mean? And fucking drag it down the goddamn trail. Why? Because, like, this is how you actually stay in shape, and this is how you actually sit here and build your fucking body. And people just in general don't do this anymore.
No, you got motherfuckers paying, right, a gym to do CrossFit, to go in there and swing like sledgehammers and do like work. Like, motherfucker, like, you could come here, I'll pay you to swing hammers and dig and shit. You want to, you know what I mean? Like, bruh, you want to carry some heavy shit up and down hills, bro? Like, we got that for days.
That's my problem, right? And that's my problem, though, right? Is that I would much rather be doing that work, right? Yeah. I would much rather be actually, like, working for a living, and I'm, like, using my body to earn a living. But the problem is that it doesn't pay enough.
No, the way I live is under the margin, right? So I live below like normal standards, right? And I have to earn like money through all kinds of crazy means and just keep the boat floating, because it's not a normal way to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't serve two masters. I mean, it's my own kind of situation. It's very special and unique, and not everyone could do it. Most people can't do what I do.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vast majority of people try to go and get a land contract somewhere. Like, you would find out there's no land contracts. You know what I'm saying?
You got to do that. Then you got to also, like, have a fucking side hustle business that you could do, like, through the internet, bro. And just, like, bro, if the boat doesn't explode, we get the diamonds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it's a pain in the fucking dick. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying, right? I get your mentality as far as things are concerned. And my mental is, and always will be, like, like, I think that physical labor is legitimately probably the best way to earn a fucking living for a human being. And sitting in an office is terrible for people. Regardless of like, what I'm saying, whether or not it's needed in the economy, it's still terrible for people.
Right.
I mean,
I
it's like
agree.
eating microwave chicken nuggets is bad for human beings.
Well, if you microwave anything, right, it literally destroys the nutrients inside of it by radiation. So, I haven't eaten anything out of a microwave in like 15 years,
I feel you. Right. And
at
that's
least.
and this is my thing. Like, like you shouldn't be eating shit out of a fucking box. You know what I'm saying? Your freezer
Uh-uh.
should be full of meat. Right? Just raw meat and maybe some vegetables. You know what I'm saying? If you want to freeze some shit. And even then that's not absolutely good for you, but like at least you're getting your vegetable intake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I like to try to stay with a lot of meat nowadays because it really don't matter even where you buy vegetables. They're concentrated with fucking like uh byproducts and shit of farming and agriculture. Like even if it's organic, you know what I mean? It's still planted on the fucking soil crop that was used with Roundup last season because they have to rotate them joints.
I
So
feel
yeah,
you.
it's certified organic. They don't put nothing on it, but it's in the dirt for fucking 20 years. It's salted with Roundup, bro. You don't think you're gonna get Roundup in your orgasmically organic fucking tomato? Of course it's got pesticides in it. How do you think it grows? You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you. Like you got to start growing shit at the house and growing, your own food and like fucking raising chickens for eggs and shit. You got to start doing this
yeah,
shit yourself. And like, and this is the thing about, and this is why like I'm pro like a lot of leftist shit in like Detroit and Chicago, where the industries have left, where what they want to do is they want to start having community gardens and community fucking animals and communities and things of this nature. Like I'm fucking cool with that. Like hell
you know what
yes,
the
like
problem is
raise your
though?
own food. You know what I mean?
Problem with the left is though they try to fucking act like they're doing you a favor by enabling you to do some shit that was fucking enabled by the Constitution originally, which is under like liberty, life, and freedom, fucking pursuit of happiness. Like you shouldn't need them to like give you the okay to do anything
I feel
on
what you're
your
saying.
fucking land. Like, you know what I
Like I feel where you are. Like, and the answer, like, and I had a boy hit me up here
mean?
recently, asked me about Andrew Yang's UBI, and I was like, the answer to automation isn't more government; it's less.
Motherfuckers want to take away our freedom and then like dangle a couple of freedoms that we used to have in front of us and say, yo, say please.
I feel
You
you.
want to have chickens in your house? Say please.
Like it's something that what I'm saying. Like naturally, we're supposed to do, right? And this is what I was saying. Like as a dude, you're supposed to stand here and have the opportunity to raise your like if you're hungry, you shouldn't be looking for a food bank. You should be looking for seeds, right? You should be,
Yeah,
looking for animals that you can raise and slaughter yourself. That's what you should
yeah,
be doing, right? But the problem is
that's right.
like I watch these Appalachian motherfuckers in West Virginia, and they're standing here and they're going, "Oh man, like fucking all these people are going to the food banks and they don't have any food." I'm like, "You're in the fucking mountains, dummy. It's some of the best land on the planet. You can grow whatever you want. Why are you going to the food bank?"
The Appalachians is like here too, and you could literally walk around and find enough wild edibles to fill 2 shopping bags in like 5 minutes. If
Yo,
you
but
just
they're
know
not
how.
interested in that. Right? Like and the laws go, "Oh man, you can't go hunt deer out of season." Like, nigga, if I'm hungry, I'm hunting
Nigga,
whatever the fuck I want.
nigga, if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat you. Like I'm hungry. Something's gotta go. Bro, I just had like 4 deer walk by my fucking house yesterday. Like, we got food, bro. We don't even need to worry about it.
I
People are
feel
like,
you.
yeah, we're stockpiling. I was like, what do you do when you eat all that? They're like, I don't know. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, so fucking quit stockpiling and fucking let me know, because we got a lake that's got a lot of fish in it, and I got deer on the property. We got wild hog. We got I don't know, acre of wild edibles. I got a garden. We'll figure it out.
Like that's my mental, right? That's always been my mental is, what I mean? Like, we should always be standing here trying to, what I'm saying, like be sustainable to ourselves.
Yeah.
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
yo,
What up?
you know why we can't grow weed, right?
Because of fucking William Randolph Hearst and his hemp bullshit.
No, but the real reasons why we can't grow weed.
Like, yeah, because like yo, fucking the dude who had paper mills was gonna be put out of business by the decorticator and fucking hemp, and he ran fuck tons of stories about fucking blacks and Mexicans raping white women.
Well, that's the reason that's been painted across history. But yo, it's really because it's too easy to fucking grow, right? And it's too good of a product to let the average person be able to produce.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no. Yo, it used to be a law you had to grow weed. Like that was a law in
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Virginia. You had to grow
yeah.
hemp. Like that was a law.
It was hemp though, bro. You gotta understand, hemp is ditchweed. It's different. It don't
I
got
don't,
buds like that.
yo, man,
It don't got
who
THC
gives
like
a shit about like the quality of the fucking weed, right? The problem legitimately has nothing to do with fucking weed, with nothing to do with like actual
that.
fucking weed.
You're
It has to
saying
do
that
with
they
hemp.
started it because they wanted to keep the cotton industry,
No,
and hemp
they
was
wanted
challenged.
no, 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 no. Like yo, hemp was fully competing against cotton, and that was never an issue, right? Because like yo, the original Constitution was written on fucking hemp paper. Like fucking our
Right.
first Navy ships like had hemp fucking ropes and things of this nature, right? And I'm like, I'm not
Yeah,
a
but the
hippie.
hemp they grew, bro, you couldn't get high.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
telling
care
you,
about getting
you let the
high.
weight.
Like I'm not a
It's a different
fucking
plant.
yo. Look again,
Different.
like remember, man, I don't have. I'm like Tom Berenger in Platoon, nigga. Like yo, I don't need to escape reality. I am
I
reality,
understand.
right?
But what I'm saying though, bro, is it's a different plant. So they banned
Yo, but
both
it's
of
not
them.
food.
I understand, but the weed, right, the cannabis, right, is not hemp. It's not the same plant.
It's
It just
like I think it's like the male or the female version of the plant.
no. Look, hemp is a different kind of. It's called cannabis ruderalis, right? Then you got cannabis sativa and cannabis indica. Indica and sativa are the ones that produce buds and getting people smoke. The cannabis ruderalis, it makes hemp. It just makes mad leaf and stem, no buds, no fucking nothing. You
Yo,
know what I
look,
mean?
they banned all of it, right? They banned all of it because they wanted to get rid of hemp, not because they wanted to get rid of weed.
So you don't think that the potential for people to smoke a plant and open their mind to the point where they wouldn't
It
really
doesn't
accept
open your
the.
fucking mind, and it's bad for you to accept shit.
How do you know?
Well, first off, I smoke a lot of weed, a
So then how
lot,
you gonna, so
right?
then you don't think that your mind being this open has anything to do with that?
No, no, hell no, because I stopped smoking 20 years ago
What does that matter? It still changed
because
the
my no,
outlook that
no,
you
not at
look at
all.
life.
In no way did it change my outlook on life. It
Wow,
actually
you
made
must
me
not be getting
dumber.
good weed. You must have been getting bad shit.
No, man, like yo, it's just the fact that weed is not good for you. Like, all right, let me say this. Weed's a drug like every other drug, right? And what drugs do, and like this is why, like I sent you that why how beer saved the world thing, right?
Mhm.
Beer and alcohol and drugs as a whole allow individuals to live inside a social situation so that they will accept things that they usually wouldn't accept if they were living inside of a tribe. Right? That's what
I mean, look,
that's the big thing that weed does. Weed allows you to accept shit you ought not to
I
be
can
okay
agree
with.
with you on things most of the time, but with this specific thing, I cannot agree with you because I actually experienced contrary to what you say.
Well,
It's
let me say this. All right, you've been in the hood, right?
yeah.
Okay, so how many times did you go to the hood and you went to some like fucking, you went to go smoke with somebody and they took you to some fucking single mom's house where the kids are running around with diapers full and you know what I'm saying? They got like a minivan out front with clacker head hubcaps and shit and roaches running all over the fucking crib. You know what I'm saying? But they high as fuck, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. Some people shouldn't be smoking pot, bro. I'm not gonna
Yo, but
lie.
that's what weed does as a whole to society, right? Like yo, it makes you okay with shit you ought not to be okay with, right? Like yo, when you're high and when you're standing here getting high, you accept things that, as a human being, you usually wouldn't accept.
Right. Now, I understand that if you kind of like habitually smoke pot and don't take care of your shit, you'll like fall into some fucked up like living existence. Don't get me wrong. Like everything can be destructive. I don't deny that. And I believe that you are right on the fact that the majority of society cannot handle substances
Well,
because they're
no,
not
it's not.
intelligent
It's not that. It's
to do
not
that.
that. It's not that. It's more along the lines of so. I think that as human beings, we should live as human beings, right?
Right.
And there's
But
things that are good and bad for human beings because we're animals. In the end of the day, like there's stuff that's like
you
positive for our existence and things that are negative for our existence, right? I mean, like
You
for
can't deny the fact that we have been like sabotaged, though, right?
oh, we have absolutely been sabotaged, but it's not
Okay.
sabotage, right? What it is like you have been fed a way of living that allows the system to be as profitable as possible with human beings being part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you could also chalk it up to that my parents didn't educate themselves enough to know any better than to do this to allow this stuff to, you know what I mean? But at
Oh
the
no,
same time,
no, it's not that. It's not that. Is that all right? So, what the like society as a whole when they say they want to socialize a dog or socialize a cat or socialize a kid, right? What they're saying is they want to knock off the rough edges of that kid or that animal so that it can interact with other animals and have the opportunity to function inside of its societal structure, right? And I don't think the
uh,
societal structure is good for us.
all right, but I mean the point that I was trying to make was that like I don't think that everybody is the same. I think that we have a lot of people that are damaged. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, whatever you want to say. Personally, I have mental damage. You know what I'm saying? There are fucking mental problems, right? That I can medicate and nullify with fucking psych meds, or I could smoke pot. And I've found that the psych meds have like really long lasting fucked up effects. And the pot, if I want to be off of it, I just simply don't smoke it. And in an hour or so, my brain will return to normal
Right.
without that last, you know what
Right.
I mean?
What
Like,
I'm saying is though, I don't think you're damaged, right? I think that whole entire mentality is bad, right? Because I think we as human beings have either evolved, right, or as you would think of it, you know what I'm saying, we're created to
yeah,
live in a certain manner, right?
but you
And
got to
those
understand,
hang on,
bro.
wait, but the things that allowed us to live in those certain manners don't exist anymore, right? Like, like for instance, there's 10% of the population on average that has like what psychologist or a medical technician would call, what I'm saying, delayed sleep phase disorder, right?
Right.
And basically that means that you stay up at night, right? But throughout history, you've needed those 10% of people to stay up at night to watch over the other 90% who are sleeping.
So, do you want me to explain my explanation to you by the scientific book, medical terms, or do you want me to tell you how it is from like the way I feel? What would be better? Because
I
I just told you the scientific thing, and you were like, "Nah." So you want me to tell you like the reality of it for me?
well, what I want to say is this, right? Because like I don't want an explanation out of you for things, right? Because like I think that all the damage or all the bullshit that like individuals push as far as psychological shit's concerned
Well, I
is
mean,
not
you
it's
made
it's
a
not a
point.
bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, right? I think
I'm
those
just saying,
things
you
are
made
like
a point. You said that like you don't believe that this is real, but then you
no.
don't. You also don't want an explanation of it, so you're not even going to allow me to explain
Well, it's
how it
it's not,
is,
but it's not about it not being real, right?
or whatever you want to call it.
Well, no, it's not that. It's not that. So like it's kind of like this, right? It's like if you're accustomed to playing craps, right? And then somebody breaks out fucking trying to think here. Fucking somebody breaks out a chessboard, right? And all of a sudden you're playing chess, but you still have dice in your hand.
All right, so I mean, genetically, right? You know where my genetics come from. We went through that earlier.
Yeah.
And you know that genetics can have wide ranges of effects on the person's development physically, body, brain, mind, everything.
Yeah.
We are all different. Like there's no like one size fits all human being. You know, I've met some really crazy motherfuckers that were just batshit crazy. So like mental illness, it's like, all right, so I don't think it exists within the way that psychologists will paint it. I agree with you on that. It's all bullshit.
Like yo,
But
like yo, like
there are
here's my question, right? Here's my question about that. What's the baseline?
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could say that a nigga's schizophrenic, right? But like wasn't Jesus Christ schizophrenic if he's talking to God in his head? Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't measure that. You can't measure how crazy someone is. You can't measure when they're crazy, when they're not. What I can tell you though is I have some repeatable patterns. You know what I'm saying? And with me, the thing is that like I go 0 to 100. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm completely fine, having a great time, peaceful, everything's happy, something can set me off and I go from like 0 to 100. I don't just like gradually get angry at some shit where I can calm down. So for me, smoking ganja removes that fucking short fuse. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm able to exist within society without causing a problem, like with just walking around. Someone looks at me the wrong way and I hit them with a fucking, you know what I mean?
Well, like that's well, this is what I'm saying though, right? And this is my problem with that mentality, is that you're supposed to be that way, right? Like there's a certain percentage of the population that's supposed to be that way. The issue isn't you, right? The issue is society, right? It's the problem of that society doesn't utilize that properly. That's my
I
issue.
understand. But at the same time, in my heart, right, I know that I probably shouldn't be just like walking around punching motherfuckers in the face, right? So, like, at the same time, I want to be a godly person and righteous. So, in order to do that, I have to calm down, like, I have to extinguish some of those demons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like yo, that anger and that rage, that shit that I mean boils up inside of you about other individuals. And it's the same thing like we had when we were kids. Our parents took us and your dad put you into, what I'm saying, Taekwondo or whatever, Kung Fu. I forget what the fuck one you told me, right? You know what I'm saying?
It
Like my
was
parents, go ahead.
just karate,
Karate,
regular
right?
karate.
Right. You know what I'm saying? My parents put me into football and basketball and baseball and all that type of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
in boxing, right? Where those tools were utilized properly, right?
right.
And so, like, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still had those underlying things of where, like, yeah, you want to punch motherfuckers in the face. You just didn't do it, right? Because, like, you ended up learning how to control yourself. And that's something that I think we're sorely missing as human beings, in that we don't take these tools that we have and that, you know what I'm saying, genetics has graced us with, and utilize
Crazy.
them properly, instead of, you know what I'm saying, standing here medicating them out of us. There's something that could be used positively, you know what I'm saying, in our lives as a whole. And let's be real here, there's a lot of times where, like, yes, we should be righteously fucking mad and punch somebody in the fucking face.
I just don't really like the way that this world is, you know what I mean? I'm just not meant for this world, right? So
We're
it's
not meant
like,
for this time is the issue.
even though I was training that whole time in the dojo, right? I would still go to school every day. Somebody would fucking say some off shit or disrespect me or whatever, and I would have to fucking wash that motherfucker up. And like, it wasn't that I was angry or had any kind of hatred. It's just that, like, whenever somebody would disrespect me, bro, I have to fucking I become a fucking another person where I don't want to beat them up. I want to rip their fucking throat out and
I agree.
disassemble them molecularly and destroy every fucking atom of their existence. And I can't explain that. You know what I mean?
I feel where you are, right? Like, if I let somebody get one over on me, I can't sleep.
Yeah. You know how it is, bro. You have to
I'm a
destroy
guinea
them.
too. I'm a guinea too. I had that same shit, right? Where, like,
Yeah.
I have to, like, if somebody's pissing me the fuck off, I can't just let it go. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like,
bro,
that's
maybe
how
you're
that
a better
operates.
man than me, but I've never been able to overcome that without smoking weed constantly to just keep myself calm
Well,
as the
like, it's a
baseline.
trade off for me, right? That's what it is for me. It's a trade off. It's a trade off of, well, first off, here's the thing. I stopped smoking when I was like 21, 22 years old, right? And I never smoked
Right.
again, right? Because I had something in my life that was more important to me than, you know what I'm saying, myself and my own mental bullshit, right? And that was
Yeah,
my
I'm not
kids.
saying it's a cure all for every. It's not for everybody, man. You know what I mean?
Well, like, no, no,
I
no,
just
no,
think
no, no. What I'm saying is, though, is like, once you learn how, like, it takes a while of learning how to deal with the world sober before you learn how to, you know what I'm saying, like, fucking deal with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, literally, like, yo, weed makes you weaker mentally, right? Because, like, yo, it gives you that crutch. Like,
oh yeah, I
once you,
agree that.
you know what I'm saying?
I
And
agree with that,
that's
bro.
what it is. It's a crutch. And that's my fucking problem with everybody going, it's a medical thing. Cause, like, yeah, there's
No, I
times
agree that.
I would love to, like, sit down and, like, drink a beer and smoke a blunt on Friday nights. But I get hair
Yeah.
tested in my fucking jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I have fucking, like, I got to go get urine tested and hair tested for work. You know what I mean? So that I can maintain
Right.
my ability to earn my fucking level of income that I have, so that I don't end up behind the eight ball and going to jail like the rest of these motherfuckers who end up in my situation.
Look, I feel you, bro. I mean, everybody has different situation and shit. You know what I mean? It's just like I can't. I can't deny something that always has worked for me. And yeah, I agree that you're weaker when you rely on something, but I feel like I'm stronger with it than without it. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. The problem is it's a long-term path, right?
Mm,
Like, you know what I mean? When you
yeah.
start talking about, like, you know, like, because I like, if you look at like Tibetan monks, you know what I'm saying, and individuals who, you know what I'm saying, like standing here and like get on this level, you know what I mean, where like they find
Mm,
inner peace and shit, it takes years.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Years of like just, you know what I'm saying, like meditation and being by yourself and figuring stuff out, and you know what I mean, and like finding outlets
Oh
for
yeah.
all that rage and anger and nonsense and garbage. You know what I mean? And like once
Right.
like it takes a long time and it's a lifetime, it takes a lifetime to learn how to be a man.
I'm a fucked up dude, bro. I fucking, you know what I mean? I'll sit here and preach God all day, but I smoke cigarettes, fucking drink coffee, fucking, you know what I mean? Smoke joints nonstop, bro. You know what I mean?
I feel you, right?
I'm
But
not a,
like
I'm not a perfect man.
yeah,
I'm flawed, you know what I mean?
like I don't promote, you know what I'm saying, like drug use on my mental, right? On my shit because like I feel like it's important for
Yeah.
men. It's important for men to learn how to deal with themselves, right?
Nah, you're right about that.
Like it really is. And it's something that like I think that, you know what I'm saying, like every man should strive to be the best individual that they can be in the end of the day.
I 100% agree with you, Tom. I do not deny what you say, but I just must ask you to think about the one thing is that we also have to understand that everything that happens in life, whether or not it is the exact perfect path for a man, it also may lead to the same end goal destination of the perfection. You know what I'm saying? Like you did smoke weed at one point, and now you are you, right? And like
Right.
I'm younger than you, and I might smoke weed now, and one day I might not, and I might never smoke again. You know what I mean? I might be like you, and I aspire to be a better man every day. But like I said, I am flawed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I just
But I
like I
respect
don't
what you
like
do.
yeah, like I don't take any
So I fuck with you,
medications,
bro.
right? Like I don't
You're a
take any
righteous
medications,
motherfucker.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't take medications because like I I'm able to deal with the pains and the aches and the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, of what I go through in my life and how I live without having, you know what I'm saying, medication to numb it out, which makes my body stronger. And so when I get older and I have to take medications, they'll fucking work. And I won't end up hooked on opiates as a 70-year-old man or 55 or 60, whatever the fuck. I get to that level where I can no longer function.
I feel you, bro. I'm gonna be quitting smoking cigarettes pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm
That's
working
one
on that
step at
myself.
a time type of shit, you know?
Yeah,
And then,
that's something I absolutely have to do. It's fucking that's a tough one. Like legitimately,
yo,
that's a fucking tough one.
yo, not easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's why I fuck with you, bro. That's why I respect you because you have the right idea, the right path. You feel me?
yeah. I mean, like you know, like I try to live my life in a manner in which I can look at my sons and have them respect me. You know what I'm
You
saying?
want to respect what you do.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
And I got to respect myself. You know what I mean? I want
Right.
other people to respect me as a man. And I can't stand here and like there's men who like, you know what I mean, they were like, "Oh man, magic mushrooms and all this shit and da 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 da," right? And I was like, "Yo, shut the fuck up." You know what I mean? Like, yo, stop telling these kids to be like you, nigga. Like, yo, and this is an old nigga, right? Like, this nigga's
Mm,
fucking standing here and he's like 55 years old, living out of fucking food banks and shit, can barely keep his
right.
fucking internet on. Like, yo, don't tell motherfuckers to be like you. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean,
yo, you ain't no example to live to. Like, the fuck out of
I've
here.
done all that shit, and I mean, I'll personally tell everybody I don't advocate drug use, but if you find that you need to fucking smoke weed or do something natural like mushrooms, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Whatever you gotta do to get your mind right in the right direction. You want to rely on anything though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When a human being relies on anything more than food and water, we become enslaved to that also.
Yeah. Like you'll never want like yo fucking you'll never want to end up on a level of where like, you know, you are relying upon any other substance to make sure your life is okay. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you'll always be on that level of where as a man, you know what I'm saying, you can always hold yourself up. And that's important to me. But like, yo, it's been like an
Yeah.
hour. You know what I mean? I feel like we covered like a lot of ground in this bitch. Yo, legit. Yo, I'm gonna cut
I
this
think we
video off,
spoke.
man. Yo, look, y'all go check out Grim Chemist. I'll put his fucking link in the description. You know what I'm saying? Trying to think here. You got anything to chill
Yeah,
out?
my man. Thanks for having me, dog.
You know the deal. You know what it's
Much
hitting for.
respect to this man, Tom P, bro. This man dropped knowledge. This man has wisdom, not just knowledge.
Yo, it is what it. There's a difference, and I actually have a video that I did. One of my first videos I ever did, like way back, was motherfucking wisdom versus intelligence, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's a
You
fucking
don't recognize real. You already know what it is, bro.
like,
Tell
yo,
these people.
I feel you. You know what I mean? But like, yo, these two guinea motherfuckers and get out of here. I'm gonna go get ready for work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna upload this bitch. Is what it is. You know, they'll hit that fucking link for the Patreon in the description, man. Come fucking member and help me the fuck out and help me continue to make content. Yo, y'all know what it is. Peace be like one. Later.